Hi Soapy friends, Kendra here. Welcome to What's Soap Wednesday. It has been so much fun hanging out with you in these clay soaps this past week. So in the description, or the discussion I should say, for this event, this Facebook Live, I posted a picture of these. Okay, this is the picture. And, well, I didn't have those on it. But what we're seeing here, and you can reference that photo. Go ahead and snag it if you want. But across here, I have all of the names, how much was included, and then info on our blends. These, I just kind of wanted to show off because they were super fun. I was scraping out my soap pots. And I said, well, I still have enough for a couple bars. And, you know, waste not, want not. Look at the fun colors. I definitely want to do a soap with the purple and the red. I think that's a beautiful color palette. And they swirl really well. I really love the contrast on the black. Yeah, having so much fun with these clays all around. So there's some fun swirly tops for you. Another thing I wanted to do is just kind of compare. I was going to scoop some out, but I don't think we need to. So let's just go down each of the soaps. I'll hold it up next to the clay itself so we can kind of see the differences we get. I do want to make a disclaimer that depending on your soap base, your colors may vary from mine. This is my micro batching test formula with olive oil and coconut oil. That's all outlined in my book. And if this was a masterclass live, we would have made the base oil uncolored and have that as part of our comparison. But I mention that because this is very similar to what we do in the masterclass lives, where we go through real intense usage of our soapy materials. You know, what additives are we using? How can we use them? How can we really push, do some blending, and get all the different types of colors out of them? Okay, with that said, let's look at this yellow. That is pretty gosh darn accurate to what's in the bag. This first one here, and I wrote on the back for posterity's sakes, yellow in 1. So this is the equivalent of 1 teaspoon per pound of oil, or more accurately, I used 4 grams. So I measured out a teaspoon of all of these. They're all right about 4 grams per teaspoon. And this is simulating 1 teaspoon per pound of oil of the yellow clay. In contrast, this is simulating, and I think it's a more accurate representation of what's in the bag. This is about 2 teaspoons. Now I'm saying about because if you remember when I poured these, we did the 1 teaspoon or the 4 grams. We poured that off, and then I added an additional slurry to it. So it's about twice as much. Maybe it's 2.5 teaspoons. But kind of the next step in testing would be, okay, let's kind of confirm what I have going on here. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for popping in. Hi, Jordan. So we will do some more testing with these. And just look at the color range in there from just a little bit more clay. And then here's our final yellow. And these are just fantastic. Absolutely love them all around. A little bit of soda ash just from my methodology with the micro batch testing, but that is just fine. Love, 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 love. Okay, let's look at the red. So the same thing, red 1, and I think that is a fairly accurate representation of what's in the bag. Versus red 2 definitely gets, you know, more vibrant. And then red 3, where it just really got darker. These are a fantastic color. I think they feel more orangey, pink, coral, peachy type colors than red, like Christmas red. But who cares? They're beautiful. Look at those. So, so, so lovely. All right, let's look at the greens now. I don't know if it's just because in the soapy world greens are so hard to find, but when you see something called green and it looks kind of grayish blue, you're like, well, that's not green. It is a green. It is not, again, like the red isn't Christmas red, the green isn't Christmas green. But, oh, look how pretty it is. It's this wonderful mint color. It's just absolutely lovely. I do have lots of plans for playing with this green in some blends. So this is the 1%, or sorry, the 1 teaspoon, the 2-ish, and then the 3-ish. Not a huge shift and change of colors just because the hue in the clay is so light. I mean, we do still see a shift in colors. It's not as drastic between the 1 and the 3 here versus the 1 and a 3 here. That's simply due to the existing saturation in the clay. Beautiful nonetheless. All right. This is going to get a lot more fun soon, too. Okay, here's the purple. I think it's very, again, one great thing with clays is what's in the bag is kind of what you're going to get, but you can intensify the saturation or luminosity of that. So cool. And we'll do the same with all of our purples here. So this is 1 teaspoon, 2 to 3 teaspoons, and then this is approximately 4 teaspoons or a tablespoon per pound of oil on these. Lovely. I did hold the purples up to my anti-alkanet soaps, and they're comparable to an anti-alkanet. I was quite pleased with them. I didn't think to grab them for the live, so I'll do some photos with those. Now here's the blacks. Love the blacks. Yeah, definitely, you know, I don't know. I already told you last week that I'm not big on having multiple stock supplies on my shelves. I already have a fabulous black with charcoal, but gosh, they're fun. There's just something about it. I think it's just like the look of the clay. It's almost smoother, a smoother look. So I might consider adding it. I don't know. You all know I just had so many horrible instances or experiences with clay. I was really against them, and now I'm like, I want everything clay. Clay's my favorite thing now. One thing I do want to note, the difference between the black, I did see a difference between 1 teaspoon to the 2 to 3, but if you look at just the 2 teaspoons to 4, so doubling up again, I'm not seeing a difference here. I don't think this is worth it. I don't think adding extra is worth. I am very, very curious to see if these bleed, which is what we'll do next. We're going to wash our hands with them, at least the dark ones. Okay, now for the blends we played with. I can't. Hi, Chica. Thanks for popping in. She said, I came to the bright side of the force with wanting things all clay all the time. Okay, so here, this is our blend 1. What we did with this one was we added to the 100 grams, a little under 100 grams of oil, 2 grams of the yellow, and 2 grams of the green. So it was the equivalent of blending. If you blend these two, you're going to get this. I love how adding more clay really intensifies the opacity of the color. And that's, you know, that's light theory. It's something we talk a little bit more in about in the master classes. But I love that side effect. Okay, now this one is the equivalent of taking this one and this one. So if you blend these two here, you get kind of this. So I had taken 2 grams of yellow, 2 grams of green, poured off this one. With what was left over, we added an additional 2 grams of green. So yeah, definitely worth playing more blends with these greens. Okay, then our final blend was taking this one and adding like 2 of these to it. And we totally got this awesome terracotta color. I mean, look at that. I love it. This might be one of my favorites. Maybe it's because I'm in love with my house and it kind of matches the brick walls going on behind me. And I've been doing a lot of gardening and dealing with terracotta pots in the desert. So this one has a little special place in my heart right now. I love the terracotta we got. It is beautiful. Okay, so we are going to set some of these aside. I'm also setting aside the clays for just a moment. And we're going to wash our hands. Okay, so we looked at our colors. Gosh, look at that green. Isn't it pretty? Look at those like teal blue hues in there. Absolutely love, 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 love it. Okay, we're gonna wash our hands. Now, why on earth are we washing our hands with soaps that are only OB Gold? Because I'm not testing lather. I'm not testing how cured the soaps are or are not. What I am testing is, do these colors bleed? So a lot of the times you'll see these awesome posts of awesome colors, and then you go and try and do it, and you have used so much of the colorant that the color bleeded. These bled. These are all the kind of extreme use of color in our clay, and I want to see if they're going to bleed. And I said I wanna. And another thing we're gonna do is this one. This is the terracotta one that I love. Let's test this one as well, but before we test it, we're gonna chop it, because I've always been told one of the downfalls of clay is if you use too much, it'll crumble. And everyone recommends 1 teaspoon per pound of oil, which we saw. We got great colors with that. But I saw even more intense colors, like quadrupling that. This one here has the equivalent of, well, a lot. So we had like maybe 20 grams of oils, like 8 grams of clay. There's a lot of clay in here. So I'm dropping it. It doesn't seem like extra brittle, hard compared to the other ones. Let's grab, okay, so I'm going to run my fingernail against it. So this is kind of hardness of it. Is it brittling? So that gave me a nice little curly hue. Okay. Does this one? Yeah, it kind of sort of does. Yeah, it does. Look at that. That shaved off just beautifully. Not seeing any difference in the quality. So remember, this has a lot. It's a lot of clay in here. So we're going to chop it, see what the inside looks like, see if this goes brittle or breaks. Huh. Okay. Little bit brittle. But man, there's a lot of clay. I couldn't imagine putting more clay than this in here. We're going to soap and see if this, or wash your hands and see if it affects the lather at all. But I mean, that's fine. Let's go ahead and cut this one open too. Just so this has not a lot of clay. It's got clay in it. Okay, chopping this in half. And yeah, that kind of cut the same. It did cut, I'm going to chop it upside down just to see if it was from the pressure of the knife. Or, yeah, I got a nice smooth cut on it, on the black, coming down from the black. So it was just pressure-wise, and I'm sitting here, I'm not cutting on a super consistent surface because my knife is curved, so it cut and then cut. So yeah, I mean, this seems fine. I do not think this is too much clay to cause damage to the soap. It does not seem brittle. Now, full disclaimer, I hated clays for such a long time, and I have not used clay in soap for I don't know, like 10 years, something. I don't know. I really honestly don't. It's been a long time. So maybe I need to let this sit around, and next month when we look at it again, realize it's an absolutely horrible soap because it has so much clay in it. But I see zero indication to think that's going to be the case. And we will look at these again in about a month to see how they perform again. So I'm just going to set these aside. So far, we know you can add a lot of clay to your soap, and it's fine. No issues. No issues. Now, I didn't add, 50% of my recipe is clay or anything crazy like that. Just enough to get some good colors. So color intensity on these clay is fan-freaking-tastic. Yes, Chica, a lot. Hi, Colleen. Thanks for popping in. Okay, so when I do testing, this is the testing we do. First, we're going to wash our hands and see if it lathers a color, because it should not lather a color. In the Always Indigo Masterclass, one of our awesome rounds was a really disgusting color. The lather was brown. Not good. Not good. Okay, so, all right. This is what I like to do. We're going to put the soap in there, and I'm just going to, I know you can't really see the water in there because it's clear water on a white bowl, but trust me, I put water in there. I'm swirling, and I just want to see if the water discolors more than, it's going to discolor some. I don't know if you're seeing it. I'm seeing a little bit of yellow in there. Not a big deal. I'm not turned off by that, because my soap was yellow. So as a consumer, I'm going to say, oh, you can kind of, yeah, see the yellow? Oh, yellow is an unfortunate color for a liquid to be stained. Okay, let's see what happens when we wash our hands with it. And I'm not happy. I feel like I have yellow lather. Oh, it's so sad. It's not horrible. I wouldn't be opposed to this. But to me, this is not the best yellow of this shade. Now, rinsing. Okay. Then that's okay. This isn't our only yellow. Let me pour this off. And yellow number 2. Let's see how this one performs. Got a little bit of water in there, giving it a swish, just getting the soap wet. It's kind of, I started doing this swishy thing in there because it gave a more accurate representation of what happens when the soap gets used. So this was a fabulous yellow as well. A little bit of yellow in there, but that might only be yellow from that bar, so I'm not worried about that. And check that out. No yellow. That was awesome. This is perfect. I love this. So it's not the clay, it's the amount, just to be clear. I don't want Chica to think I just like dissed her clays. They're fabulous, but look at that. It's getting all white. That's the perfect lather. That is the perfect lather for a colorant, because there's no color in the lather. Fantastic. Okay. Washing my hands off, rinsing off as much as I can. Lather tests are great unless you're the one doing them and you get such soupy hands. So again, the almost a tablespoon per pound of oil was, I felt, too much color on the soap. It stained the water on the yellow. We're going to do this for each and every one. Okay, I do need to rinse my bowl out. Next up, let's do the red. I'm super curious about that black too. Okay, a little swirl. Really? I'm not, okay, now I'm starting to see some. There was so much bleed in that yellow. Oh, I'm starting to get it now. Okay. Yeah, it's some, can you see that color right there? Think of that versus the yellow we just did. So this seems like it's too much too. Okay, we might be finding that on all these. Maybe not that green though. That green's so pretty. I love the colors in there. Oh. Before we move on from the yellow, this is another thing I do. Ew, yeah. I mean, it's not just soap on the washcloth, it's color on the washcloth. Oh, much better. See the difference? Too much color in. So while it's beautiful, I don't think I would put that 4 teaspoons / tablespoon per pound of oil in my soap. I really don't, my friends. I think I would stick at a max of 2. Okay, the red one, does it make our oh yeah, we get gunk on our washcloth with that. Okay, let's go down to the 2 teaspoons and give it a swish. These are the reds. Little bit of color in there, but I don't think that's an issue. It didn't upset me. Oh, nope, there's our white lather. Okay. Guess I should keep lathering just to make sure. Yay, it's pretty, it's white, there's no bleed. Yay! Okay, so you know what we're gonna do is, on this one, I'm really curious if that light red stains my water. So I know I said I didn't want to get them all wet, but heck, we're getting them all wet. Okay, this is that light red. Yeah, about the same amount as with the 2, or with the 2 teaspoons. Again, I wasn't turned off by that. I was really turned off by the 1 tablespoon yellow. It looked like urine. Again, these are fabulous. Yeah. So okay. So both the yellow and the red, my official max color recommendation is about 2 teaspoons per pound of oil on both the yellow and the red. Otherwise, you get funny colored water staining on washcloths. And yeah, I didn't see, yeah, not an extreme color going on there. I mean, there is some, but I do think you also have to keep in mind what this is. There is clay in here. So that clay, you know, as part of the soap, I'm not surprised we're getting some of this color is what I'm trying to say. I would be surprised with colors on some of these more pastel ones if we were getting any stains on the equivalent color with a botanical. That would be concerning. I'm not concerned here at all. Okay. Ooh, on the green, like no color change on the water. This is the 1 tablespoon per pound of oil on the green. We're going to have so much fun playing with this green, Chica. I might have to get more green clay from you. Oh my goodness. Look at that. No lather discoloration. Okay. Soapy friends, on Chica's greens, you can go a tablespoon, at least a tablespoon per pound of oil. No issues on that. That was awesome. Super lovely. Okay, and let's do the purple one. Okay. Oh, lovely purple. Isn't that a great wine color? Okay, let's see how gunky our water gets. I'm very worried about purple getting gunky. Yeah, that makes me a little bit sad. It looks very dirty. There, see? It looks kind of dirty. Okay. But again, this is the super high intensity of it. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to be fair to our purple here and Let me go rinse my bowl out. I wonder if that's some of the green clay in there. I mean, I didn't wash it out because it looked clear. I did that. Did you? I mean, the lather did not look bad at all. The lather looked fine. Okay, we're going to... Oh, yeah, no. It's not. That purple bleeds right out. See that dirty purple water? I'll do it like that. So, the lather was fine, though. Now, I mean, it's not like you can't make the soap, but if you're selling your soap and your customers, I mean, you just got to do more education, okay? Okay, my friends, just do your education. Or, okay, I'm not going to speak out of turn, Chica says she says, I always overdo it and end up with black lather, and you're okay with it, though. Yeah, I just put everything in there. This is more acceptable. It just looks like I have soapy water that's purple. I mean, again, it's not perfectly clean. But it looks like a clean purple versus the full tablespoon looked like a dirty purple, like dirty water that was purple. Okay, and little bit of purple lather, but it's purple, so it kind of, matches, but it's still, it gives a nice creamy white. I feel like there's a little bit of purple tinge to it. Totally acceptable. Okay, on the purple, my personal recommendation is only going up to the 2 teaspoons per pound of oil on Chica's purple. And my hands are starting to get so slippery right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, drying that off. He's just wiping some of the slippery lather off. They feel good though. I have the cleanest hands. Okay, so now, knowing what we know, I totally think this is going to be a murky black mess. Here we go. Murky blackness to ensue, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, it's already getting there. Okay. Oh, gross. I think that's gross water. It's interesting that it's not black. It's definitely brown. That is fascinating. Look at it. Look how dark the water is. That's the darkest one of all. I really thought the black would do that. Look at the lather. The lather. It's awful. This is a yuck. Yuck. Don't put a tablespoon of clay in your black soaps. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But remember, we just don't need to be using that much. Let me dump this out. Remember I told you if visually, this is only 2 teaspoons. So this is half as much it was in the last one. And the colors was dang near identical. We could not tell the difference. So I'm going to give my bowl a better rinse. So what I'm getting at is you can get that super black color with less black clay in your soap. So let's see what that does to the water. So these looked visually identical. Okay, it is turning brown. It is browner than the other ones at the 2 teaspoons were, but that's still kind of concerning. The lather is still kind of concerning. Not as concerning as the other. This is very similar to what we saw with the tablespoon per pound of oil, the other colors. This is very discoloring. It'll still clean you, it's still soap. Some of you might not care. I do. I don't want my bath water looking like that. No one was that dirty. Okay, let's do the 1 teaspoon black. Oh my gosh, so my hand, I'm not getting, my hands still haven't been like fully rinsed off. They are so weak. Okay, this one was obviously lighter. It's still a lovely black though. And let's see, I'm gonna put some more in there. Let's see how it shapes up. Now, for those of you wondering how on earth you're gonna get a good black if all of these bleed like this, check out the black chapter in my book. I do talk extensively about that. I can get a fabulous black without getting some of this discoloration. This isn't, I don't know, Chica. I don't know if I'm a fan of your black. I don't know. For soap. I do have more tests to go. Lather does not concern me here. This is 1 teaspoon per pound of oil. The lather is not off-putting. The higher intensity blacks, the lather to me was off-putting. I recommend using blacks sparingly, maybe in a swirl, and maximum 1 teaspoon per pound of oils with Chica's black, so that you don't end up with, I don't think that's a fun bath. I just don't. Yeah, but I do have some more blending fun in store for us, and you can check out the black chapter in my book in regards to how to make blacks more intense, and that for sure applies to the clays as well. I have one more I want to do. Okay, I'm wondering, so this is our red. I know it's going to bleed red, so I wonder if this will be a good test. Let's do this chunk here. See this chunk? It has black in it. Okay, hold on. What I think is going to happen. Okay, yeah. Okay, we're going to do this. See, it's only partially black, right? Because I swirled it with the yellow. Ah, shoot, it was the higher intensity black, though. Not as bad. That's kind of okay. So see, there's a way to make everything work. So I would, I like Chica's blacks swirled in things so that your lather and your bath water doesn't turn black, but you can still get that awesome contrast of black if you're going to use it to color your soaps. Esther says black is a B. Yep, It isn't gross. Stop. It's awesome. Chica, I know. It's totally awesome. I know. Your clays are wonderful, but I don't want murky brown bath water. So all I'm saying is I wouldn't take your lovely black soap into my bath. We're also going to, I'll probably get them wet again and leave them on here, but look at the black. It's kind of leaving some black smoosh yucky on the soap dish. I bet you this green isn't. I'm betting the yellow isn't. Yeah, the black's just too black for me. It's so black. But yeah, again, you can do more color blends to get the black. All that info's in the book. Okay. And thank you all so much for hanging out with me to test all of Chica's amazing clays. And all of the wonderful soapy colors we made out of them. They are just so lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you so much, Chica, for, going out and finding quality, trusted sources, sustainable sources for ingredients. That is huge. Big hearts. Thank you so, so much for doing that. We really do appreciate it. And yeah, if you want to use real clays in your soap, totally get the Brazilian clays from Rainforest Chica. And I will see you again next week where we're going to do more playing with clays because I want to do super fun soapy design. And I think we're going to do something along these lines. I don't know. I've got a couple ideas, but we're going to have super fun, soapy fun with clays. I do want to see how well they perform when you try to do swirls and how they affect trace and all that good stuff. All right, so that's for next time, my soapy friends. Questions, comments, concerns, all that fun stuff, drop them in the comments. You can message me, you can send me an email from the site, join the group, post there. Can't wait to see you and all of your lovely, wonderful, soapy colors. And I need to go rinse my hands again. They still feel soapy. All right. Much love. Thanks, soapy friends. Until next time, happy soaping.